Hello girlies and boyfies. Welcome back to Watasu. So as you read from the title, I will be ranking twice by how they danced more and more. Before I start, let me say a few disclaimers. First of all, this is not a hate video by any means. This is just for fun. Also, how this ranking looks may be different depending on the dance. This is just a ranking considering their dancing for more and more, not any other dance. Also, here are some notes on the choreography that are important for the ranking. This choreo is one that frequently mixes fluidity with power. There are also quick movements that require good coordination and attention to detail to execute properly. And overall, this is a very high energy choreography, which can be difficult to perform without proper stamina. With that said, let's get on to the ranking. Jeong Yeon is definitely not a terrible dancer, but there is room for improvement. From what I've noticed, one of her biggest issues is stiffness and a lack of groove. She also has problems with where she decides to place her energy, which can cause overdancing at some points. She is also one of the tallest members, meaning that without proper attention to her lines, there can be an awkward appearance to her moves. This adds an element to her dancing that most of the other members don't have to think about. Overall, she is an okay dancer. I just feel that there are things she can work on. Dahyun doesn't add a lot of power to her moves, which gives her a tendency to underdance due to the absence of force put into dancing. There are also some points in the choreography where she doesn't fully complete her movements, causing choppy transitions. She has a nice consistent energy throughout her performances, and she also blends in well with her members. She always looks like she's having fun on stage, which adds to the overall appearance of her dancing. Chiyoung is a pretty decent dancer. She has nice fluidity in her dancing and her movements are clean for the most part. An area she could work on is her stamina, as she seems to lose steam throughout a performance. I can also sense her artistry when she dances, but I feel as if it's not being used too much. I still think that she has a lot of potential when it comes to her dancing, but even now she is a pretty good dancer. Tsuayu has definitely improved her dance skills this era. Her musicality has improved and she is beginning to add textures within her movements, which add to her overall artistry. She, like Jeong Yeon, is very tall, which means that she needs to pay extra special attention to her placement. She also has long limbs, which makes her prone to awkward lines, so that is something that also needs extra consideration. She also has great stage presence this era, which makes her dance performance even better. Nayeon is a pretty standard idol dancer. She executes the choreography as is, so I think she can work on developing an artistry with her dancing. She can also work on being consistent with performances, as there are times where she looks really tired and times where it's the opposite, which all in all affects her dancing. There also seems to be an issue with full body coordination. There are also some quick movements within this choreography, and Nayeon tends to fall behind when these occur, which can be tied back to the full body coordination. Jihyo is a power-based dancer. She also has a lot of energy. There also seems to be a focus on fluidity and hip flexibility when she dances. She has great stamina, and is always consistent with her performances. The biggest issue with her dancing is the tendency to overdance. She also has amazing stage presence, which she's consistent with as well. This makes her a great performer, which is an important aspect of dance. Minna is extremely graceful with her dancing. She also has pretty lines and great musicality. Despite the very soft execution of movements, she hardly ever underdances. Something I noticed is that she can be a little stiff at times, especially in the neck and torso. It is also important to note that she doesn't seem to specialize in hip-hop or power-based dancing, which is included in this choreography, so she could work on versatility. Despite this, I think Minna is a pretty solid dancer. Sana not being in the dance line baffles me. You can see that there's a technique present when she dances, which is something you don't really see outside a K-pop dance line. She has very clean and clear movements. She also adds textures and dynamics to her moves. Sana has a consistent energy throughout performances. Even though she has pretty good lines, I think she could work on her arm angles, as some extended movements can come off awkward. I think Sana is an overall great dancer. JYP put Sana in the dance line where she belongs. Momo is easily a god-tier pop dancer. I personally love her artistry and the different dynamics and textures she puts in her movements. She also has an immense amount of power, but rarely overdances and knows when to utilize it. She has great fluidity in her dancing as well as having good pops and locks. Something I can think of for an area of improvement is her musicality, as there are some moments where she rushes her moves and gets a tad bit ahead of her other members, but other than that she is definitely one of the best dancers in pop. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. I would love to know your thoughts. Also, if there is anyone out there who is still listening and likes this type of video, let me know what other groups you would like me to do. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.